framed for murder, fighting for his daughter's life. Detective Ryan Callaway sat motionless in his orange jumpsuit, his hands cuffed in front of him as the courtroom held its breath. The verdict came like a death sentence. The jury finds the defendant, Ryan Callaway, guilty of first-degree murder. The words hit him like a hammer, but he didn't flinch. He had expected this. The justice system he had sworn to uphold had turned against him, a perfectly orchestrated frame job, built on fabricated evidence and twisted testimony. Even his closest colleagues had abandoned him. But as the guards moved to take him away, he made one final plea. "Please, let me hug my daughter one last time." A murmur rippled through the room. Even the judge hesitated before exhaling. 3 minutes. Lily, his 7-year-old daughter, was led to the front of the courtroom, clutching the tattered stuffed rabbit he had bought her years ago. Silent tears streaked her cheeks as she ran into his arms. "It's okay, baby," he whispered, pressing a kiss into her curls. "I love you so much." She clung to him, trembling. Then, in a voice so small it nearly broke him, she whispered, "Daddy, if you don't stop, he'll hurt me too." The world stopped. Ryan stiffened, his mind racing. He scanned her face, then her arms. His stomach dropped when he saw it, a faint bruise, just beneath the sleeve of her dress. Before he could ask another question, the guards yanked him away. "Stay with Uncle Jason, baby. Stay with him," he shouted as she disappeared from view. But deep down, he knew something was very, very wrong. The fight for the truth. Inside prison, Ryan spent the next 48 hours screaming for someone to listen. He begged for a child welfare officer, a detective, anyone, to check on Lily. But to the guards, he was nothing more than a convicted murderer grasping at straws. Across town, Detective Jason Carter, Ryan's best friend, wasn't sleeping. Suspended for questioning the case, he had spent weeks combing through files, searching for cracks in the perfect lie that had put Ryan away. And he found one, Vanessa Green, a bartender, an informant, and the last person to see Darius Kemp alive. She had vanished shortly after the murder. When Jason tracked her down in a rundown motel, she was terrified. "I saw them," she whispered. "2 officers. They went in before the shots were fired." Jason's blood ran cold. But before he could press further, Vanessa showed him a message on her burner phone. "If Callaway doesn't stop fighting this, we'll make sure his little girl disappears." Jason's heart pounded. Lily was in danger. The kidnapping. Jason raced to Lily's school, praying he wasn't too late. But when he arrived, the staff barely looked at him. "Her mother picked her up early," they said. Lily didn't have a mother. Jason grabbed the sign-out sheet. No name. Just an unreadable scrawl. This wasn't incompetence. This was deliberate. Back at the precinct, the case barely moved. Reports were filed, but no one actually searched. No Amber Alert. No urgency. Jason finally saw the truth. This wasn't just a cover-up. It was a conspiracy, and the department was infected. Lily was leverage. They didn't just want Ryan locked away. They wanted him broken. And Jason was running out of time. A deadly attack. That night, Vanessa agreed to testify. But the moment she packed her bag, gunfire tore through the motel door. Jason pulled her to the ground as masked figures stormed in, bullets ripping through the room. He fired back, dropping one attacker before dragging Vanessa out the back. They sprinted into the crowded city streets. The hitmen didn't follow. Jason clenched his teeth. They weren't covering tracks anymore. They were tying up loose ends. And now he and Vanessa were next. Ryan's breaking point. In his solitary confinement cell, Ryan paced like a caged animal. Then the guards came for him. Dragged into an interview room, he locked eyes with the warden. "You should sit down, Callaway." Ryan didn't move. His gut twisted. "Your daughter's missing." The words shattered him. Rage exploded in his chest as he lunged at the warden, his entire body a force of fury. It took 3 guards to restrain him, slamming him against the table. "Where's SHE?" he roared. No one answered. A baton struck his ribs, sending him crashing to the floor. But Ryan didn't feel it. He didn't feel anything, except the unbearable weight of knowing Lily was out there, scared, alone, and he was trapped in a cage. Dragged down the hall, thrown into a dark, windowless cell, he collapsed to the ground. And then he made a vow. No matter what it took, he was getting out. And he was going to find her.